I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
This is Snowman in the Morning, and it begins now.
That's a spicy meatball!
Need a little excitement?
Excuse me, bitch?
You know what? That makes me mad.
I ask myself, is it worth it? I answer myself, yes, it is worth it.
Did you not get the memo?
That was for you, Austin. Wait a second. How should I do this? Go old school. Good morning! Woo! We are live this morning, y'all. Welcome to Snowman in the Morning, presented by Full Armor Worldwide and by Cleveland Supplements. If you want to be a proud sponsor of this here program, all you have to do is drop an email to snowmaninthemorning@gmail.com. Some thanks to give out first to 3 and Out Radio, to Radio AFS, where you can hear this live and in replay form at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Also, a thanks to the Notoriety Sports Network for all syndicating the show. And I cannot be happier. I'm back live, everybody. It took some doing. And let me thank MG International for riding to the rescue equipment-wise, because they kind of bailed me out of a jam. Like I explained yesterday, I had some computer issues. Mainly, the cord went dead. And when I say dead, it just went while I was working on a project. And the better half, she looks at me and she says, "You have a worried look on your face." Then she figured out why. So I was without for a little bit, but then MG International and my good buddy Larry Davis, they said, "You know what, Snowman? We got you." So our thanks to them, and MG International is a sponsor of today's show. All right, stuff to get to. The finalists for the Major League Baseball awards have been released and announced. I will tell you why the Cleveland Cavaliers are in big trouble, why Russell Westbrook should never win the MVP again, and why Lonzo Ball is and always will be a bust. Period. I'll get to all that. But let me start with this opening statement, like we always do. I am so happy to be live once again. But that's not the opening statement. No, the opening statement is this, and I hate to keep bringing up stupid people. I won't do it by name. But y'all know the person, no, change that statement. Y'all know the people I have been dealing with for the better part of 4 years. And I'm really trying not to cuss. These stupid dogs. Let me get a little Mike Francesa New York accent going here. These dogs, these bums, will not shut up. And they should know better by now. Matter of fact, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I don't know why I'm having so many problems this morning. One of the said people wants me to admit to him that I'm still homeless, that I'm still staying at the shelter in Michigan City, which I have stated over and over and over again. Well, if he wants the pleasure, he just got it. I'm still working that out. and to the others that, you ready for this, y'all, have threatened legal action against me in the form of a lawsuit of slander. Really? So I decide to tell the truth about you stupid sons of bitches. I decide to tell my story aloud and not be quiet anymore. And you don't like it. Wah, frickin' wah. I don't care. I'm still telling my story. I'm still calling you guys out. And who knows? I just might piss you off and do it by name. Y'all got nothing on me. I've done nothing wrong except expose A, my mistakes, which were personal, and B, expose yours, which affected me and my family. That is all I've done. And y'all notice this, when you call somebody out and really, let me get a little Jim Durham in here. God bless the late, great Jim Durham. When you really put the screws to them, they get scared and threaten right back at you. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I really don't care what they think. I really don't care what they say. And I've had people tell me, and yeah, to a point this is true, the more you keep talking about it, the more power that you give them. They don't have any power. I'm just expressing what the hell I feel. And I will continue to express what the hell I feel. I got some great folks in my corner right now. And they're helping me through this. So to the person who wants me to make an admission, I just did. You happy? Good, because I'm happier. And on to the others of this, other members of this quote-unquote butthurt brigade. You can't threaten a slanderous lawsuit against me because you have no evidence of me slandering you. And if you're going to use something that I kind of published on my own terms, on my own platform, as slander, then y'all are freaking stupid. Why don't you do your research before you decide to threaten people with slander, before you decide to threaten people with a lawsuit, before you decide to threaten people with before you decide to show your stupidity. Before you decide to show your stupidity, do your research first before you decide to charge somebody. Because it's obvious you haven't. All right, out of my system. Take a pause for a break. When we come back, an astronomical World Series. How am I going to get all this in an hour? I'll try. Snowman in the morning, back in a flash.
Unforgettables. Nice. This show is sponsored by Unforgettables. Unforgettables creates detailed hand-painted baseballs for every baseball fan. Check them out at unforgettables.com.
Ben Reiter predicted the Houston Astros would win the 2017 World Series. At that moment, there were 36
vehicles is constantly refreshed, and our knowledgeable staff is here to help you find a vehicle that will exceed your expectations. Our technicians carry out a thorough multi-point inspection on every pre-owned vehicle we offer, and all of these great cars come with a complimentary Carfax report. Visit us at 91 Loop Road in Centerville, or call us at 888-854-5078. You can also visit us online at fiatusaofcenterville.com.
I want to thank my mommy for loving me so much,
for taking me to the doctor when I broke my foot,
for leaving me alone when I wanted to be alone.
And now, as a grown-up, I'm thankful for being able to take care of you, my dear mom, for taking you to your therapies, for understanding that sometimes you simply want to be alone.
Roles change without us noticing. That's why AARP gives you the information to provide even better care for your loved one. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Snowman in the Morning, where true sports talk lives.
Next! What? Are you kidding me? Excitement!
You know what?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Snowman in the Morning is back. Hear us on 3 and Out Radio, as well as Radio AFS and the Notoriety Sports Network. What the hell happened this past baseball season? The Houston Astros. Let me say that again with glee. The Houston Astros are the world champions of baseball. From despair to destiny. That's what I call this. 3 years ago, a writer from SI made a prediction that they would develop talent and would win the World Series in 2017. Well, Ben Reiter of Sports Illustrated made this prediction in 2014 that the Houston Astros, a team coming off 3 straight 100-loss seasons, would be on top of baseball in 3 years. He said this in 2014. And now they're the most feared team in baseball. After an epic 7-game battle. And yeah, I said epic. I don't care what anybody says about what the Cubs did last year. I don't care about what they say about the Cardinals did in 2011, and that was a hell of a team. This was the most epic World Series ever. Here's a short timeline. In 2014, they finished 70-92. But they started to develop some talent. I don't know, George Springer, Jose Altuve. A year later, they were 10 games over 500, 87-76, and they had the Cy Young Award winner in Dallas Keuchel. Then they selected Alex Bregman in the draft, and they got in the playoffs. Unfortunately, they lost to the eventual World Series in the Kansas City Royals. A year later, they were out of the playoffs. This year, they won the AL West with 101 games. Jose Altuve will probably be the American League Most Valuable Player. And George Springer won the World Series MVP. Now listen to this. Along the way, they took out the Boston Red Sox, the New York Yankees, and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Think of the teams that the Houston Astros took out on their way to a championship. The Boston Red Sox, the New York Yankees, and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Everybody was looking for a Dodgers-Yankees World Series, a rematch in 1981. I said, nope, not going to happen. This Houston team, and I've watched them develop. Hell, I'm a White Sox fan. We beat them in the World Series in 2005. And I said they would be back. Didn't know when, didn't know where, but they'd be back. I knew it. I knew they'd be back. But now, you have the Houston Astros on top of the baseball mountain. And as much as people said after the Cubs won last year that the Cubs would be around for a few years, are built to win multiple World Series, I don't think so. The Astros did one extra step that the Cubs did not. They developed more talent. And homegrown talent at that. Carlos Correa, Gurriel, then Alex Bregman gets in the picture. They made some enhancements to Minute Maid Park. They got rid of Towles Hill. And I wish they didn't because I wanted to run up Towles Hill once. But think about it. It was their time. They weren't even supposed to beat the New York Yankees. The Yankees led the ALCS 3-2. But Houston said, the heck with that. We don't have a problem. The Yankees do. Here's where the Yankees failed to cash in. Aaron Judge and all of his strikeouts in the ALCS. A.J. Hinch, and I'll get to the award finalists in just a moment. I believe A.J. Hinch should be the American League Manager of the Year. I also believe that Jose Altuve is the American League Most Valuable Player. And I want to say Dallas Keuchel should be Cy Young, but he's not one of the AL Cy Young finalists. But he should be. He absolutely should be. Snowman in the Morning, listen live on the 3 and Out Radio Network where they feature shows just like Just Shaggin', The Sports Report, and more. My buddy Trey Snide and Company heads 3 and Out Radio. Check them out at THR3andoutRadio.com. Talking astronomical World Series, and the Houston Astros are going to be around for a while. And I will tell you this, and y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but I don't care. You know the next team that's going to challenge the Houston Astros for American League supremacy? It ain't going to be the New York Yankees. It ain't going to be the Boston Red Sox, although they're going to be around in the immediate future. Hell, Aaron Judge, hello. But the team that's going to be making a quick come up, and I mean very quick, y'all are going to think I'm nuts, but it's going to be the Chicago White Sox. They're going to be taking their lumps for the next 2.5 to 3 seasons. But they're doing the same thing that the Astros did this year, that the Cubs did before them, and that the Yankees are doing now. They're developing young talent. But the next team that's going to challenge Houston, and I mean this will happen in about 3 years, if not sooner. Oh, and I forgot one very important team in this American League equation that basically started this trend. Y'all know this team. They're the Kansas City Royals. The Kansas City Royals took their lumps for years. But they were developing talent. They were enhancing the stadium experience, and Kauffman Stadium is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. If I could live on that barbecue inside Kauffman Stadium, I'd be back at my original weight, but I'm not going to go there. But the Kansas City Royals, they started this stuff. Rising out of absolutely nowhere. I just kind of wish the Mets would have followed suit after they played each other in the World Series in 2015. And the National League team that started this was the San Francisco Giants. They won 3 titles in 7 years. Now, are we going to see that kind of dominance from Houston? Don't know. If they keep their core together, watch out. I'm not trusting the Cubs to make another deep playoff run because they're about to lose a lot of people. Yes, they have their core, but they do not have a leadoff hitter. They do not have a bullpen, and they're not going to have enough arms to keep up with everybody because Arrieta's about to say bye-bye. Wade Davis is gone. John Lester's out of there. John Lackey is out of there. That's their rotation. Meanwhile, the Houston Astros rotation is intact. They're going to be around for a while. You want to challenge for a championship? You're not going to have to go through New York. You're not going to have to go through Boston. You're going to have to go through Houston. And who'd have thunk it that statement would be made? Snowman in the Morning, brought to you in part by Cleveland Supplements. Pure supplements for when genetics are just not enough. Go to KLIEWER supplements.com. My buddy Trey Snyder is tuning in on this Tuesday morning, the man in charge of 3 and Out Radio Network with his producer, LaDonna Samani. And Trey, I love you, brother, and your family. All right? I've seen some pictures of he and his wife and the little one. I believe Pierce is his name. But, Trey, thank you so much for syndicating our show. And thanks to the folks at Radio AFS for syndicating our show also. You can hear a replay of this show in full at 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern time. I'm starting to love life again. Talking baseball, and let's take a look at the award finalists. They were all announced on Monday. We begin with the National League MVP. It's between Paul Goldschmidt, Giancarlo Stanton, and Joey Votto. I'm surprised Nolan Arenado and Charlie Blackmon of the Colorado Rockies didn't make this list. And I think I can come up with a reason of why. Because they play at Coors Field. According to the populace and according to a lot of people, Arenado, I beg your pardon, and Blackmon play at Coors Field, so numbers are going to be skewed there anyway. Who cares? They had great seasons. I can understand Goldschmidt. He helped carry the Diamondbacks to the playoffs. Giancarlo Stanton, 59 home runs is 59 home runs. But what's Joey Votto doing on this list? Well, he's already won the MVP once. Here's a question you need to ask. Do Stanton and Votto have a chance despite playing for losing teams? A lot of voters hate voting for guys on non-playoff teams. But Mike Trout did win it last year. He was the first MVP, Mike Trout was, from a sub-500 team since A-Rod in 2003. Heading into September, Goldschmidt was the favorite, but he just hit 171 with only 3 dingers in the final month, but he had to play through a sore elbow. But I think it's going to be Stanton's MVP to lose. 59 home runs, 132 RBIs. Stanton should be hoisting the National League MVP trophy. Now, to the AL MVP. Jose Altuve, Aaron Judge, Jose Ramirez. This first question I mean very jokingly. Who the hell is Jose Ramirez? Nah, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But this is only a 2-man race, Altuve and Judge, and I don't even think you put Judge in this conversation, even though he has the rookie record for most home runs in the season with 52, and all of them were not cheap. Judge got a slow start out of the gate. Well, actually, Aaron Judge was probably the favorite. But after the All-Star break, he didn't have a good August. And then Altuve came out of nowhere. Altuve has been consistent all year long. No one expected the Houston Astros and the New York Yankees to go as far as they did in the postseason. Hell, who the hell picked the Houston Astros to win it all? I'll wait. Because I sure wasn't one of them, to be perfectly honest with you. But then after they beat Boston, my ears were pinned back and turned up. Jose Altuve is the American League MVP. He took his team further. He's been consistent all year. And he can run. I love the way Judge plays, but he's a rookie, and he's going to get better. He's going to get more powerful. He's going to be another Sultan of SWAT with a better average. And the person I'm thinking about is one Frank Thomas. National League Cy Young competitors, Clayton Kershaw, Max Scherzer, and Steven Strasburg. This is Max Scherzer's award to lose. I'm sorry. Clayton Kershaw has had chance after chance after chance to prove himself, and I love Major League Baseball handing out their awards after the season, because you can factor in the postseason into people's choices. Okay? You can factor you can factor everything into you can factor the postseason into their choices. I think this is Max Scherzer's award. Scherzer will win the National League Cy Young. I can't trust Kershaw anymore. I cannot and will not trust Kershaw anymore. Oh, and the third contestant, Scherzer's teammate Steven Strasburg, who's making a hell of a comeback. American League Cy Young choices: Corey Kluber, Chris Sale, Luis Severino. I love Chris Sale, even though he's wearing the wrong socks, but his attitude played a part in that. Sale went 17-8 with a 2.90 ERA and 308 strikeouts and 214 in the third inning. Here's the problem. Kluber down the stretch with 11 fewer innings. And Kluber finished with an ERA of 2.25. Every other advantage Sale has, even 300 strikeouts won't get him an American League Cy Young. Corey Kluber's award right here. We're coming up on a break, so I better speed through this. NL Rookie of the Year: Josh Bell, Cody Bellinger, and Paul DeJong. Let's see. Don't ring the bell. Don't know who Paul DeJong is. It's Cody Bellinger. Bellinger took his team to the brink of a world championship. American League Rookie of the Year: Aaron Judge. I don't even have to say the other two contestants. I don't even have to mention their numbers. I don't even have to mention who the hell they are. National League Manager of the Year: Bud Black, Torey Lavillo, and Dave Roberts. The point is, the manager award usually goes to the team that most exceeded expectations. I will have to say Torey Lavillo of Arizona. He got his team to the wild card game. Bud Black and the Rockies, well, same difference. But I think it's Lavillo, because who expected Arizona to get to the wild card game? I already said who my American League Manager of the Year should be. Now, folks are going to say it should be Paul Molitor of the Minnesota Twins. Oh, yeah, that's a point, because the Twins got to the wild card game, but A.J. Hinch took his team to the World Championship. My Manager of the Year is A.J. Hinch of the Houston Astros. And no, I'm not talking Terry Francona either. Why is Francona on this list? Who the hell put Francona on this list? Why? Why? I'm kidding as I say that, of course. Halfway home here on Snowman in the Morning. When we come back, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a mess, and they are in trouble. They will not make the playoffs. I'll explain in 2 minutes.
Welcome to the Butcher Box. Our beef is exactly the way that nature intended. 100% grass-fed and grass-finished, antibiotic and hormone-free, and never taken from feedlots. Just 100% healthy meat. We offer 2 to 5 day delivery to the contiguous 48 states. The meat is flash frozen at the peak of freshness, packed with dry ice, and shipped directly to your door. The beef is sourced from a collection of small grass-fed farms. It is of the utmost quality and tastes incredible. Our steak won a blind taste test cook-off with the Today Show in 2015. So for 100% grass-fed and grass-finished beef, organic chicken, and heritage-bred pork delivered for free on your schedule for less than $6 per meal, visit arenasportsnet.com and click on the Butcher Box logo, and if you do so, you will receive 10% off your first order, or give Butcher Box a call at 855-981-8568.
Has your fantasy season ever come to a complete halt due to your top picks going down? Now there is a solution for that. RotoSurance is your go-to fantasy sports insurance provider. Get 100% of your money back if your top players go down. Head over to www.rotosurance.com and use the promo code 3andOutRadio to get 20% off your plan today. Again, www.rotosurance.com. Promo code 3andOutRadio.
Coming soon, the new wave of hydration and energy drink HIQ. This new product is all natural with no caffeine and gives you a major boost of hydration and energy. No twitching effect or crashing like the old energy drinks. You can visit our website at www.liquidhiq.com or Twitter at HiQ2015 to learn more about this amazing energy drink. What is your level?
This is Snowman in the Morning, where true sports talk lives.
Hello, baby.
I just got a great compliment from the man in charge of 3 and Out Radio, Trace Knight, who's tuning in this morning. He said, "Love having you a part of the network. You make it better." Thank you very much, man. I'm still rusty, but I'm getting it together. Speaking of networks, not only are we syndicated by 3 and Out, we're also syndicated by Radio AFS. And if you love hockey, then you want to tune in tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope I got that right. Kim and Jimmy bring you Stay Out of My Crease, all the happenings in the NHL. You can hear it live on Radio AFS at 7 p.m. You can hear the replay tomorrow on Arena Sports Network at 8 p.m. all times Eastern. Now, let me get to a subject I've been wanting to hit for a long time. The NBA season has started. I usually have Betty Cantley on, but she's been dealing with some health concerns, and I hope to have her back on. I will have a guest on. I got a guest scheduled for Thursday, and I got for tomorrow, a couple for tomorrow, one for Thursday and one for Friday. Mike Green will join me tomorrow to talk NHL. Then Matt Granahan, the King of Connecticut, will join me on Friday. The Cleveland Cavaliers are a mess. The Cleveland Cavaliers are in trouble. Why do I say this? Well, one, they're old. I mean, people want to hype up LeBron James. Now, let me state this. I am not going to ever say LeBron James is not a phenomenal athlete. Okay? I am not going to say that his philanthropy off the court is something mediocre. I will never say that. But I am going to say that he's been a mediocre basketball player in his 15th season. I made that statement on Facebook. I made that statement on Twitter, and I got crushed. I don't care. I stand by it. And this season is proving what I have been saying for 14 years. LeBron James is not a closer. Period. Everybody want to make a comparison with LeBron and Michael and LeBron and Kobe. Stop it. But this is not about just LeBron. This is about Tyronn Lue needing to go as coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is about the Cavaliers needing to bring in someone that actually knows what they're talking about. And the best coach they ever had since I started watching basketball was a fellow by the name of Lenny Wilkins. Remember him? Once upon a time, they weren't about individual stars. They were about team play. Mark Price, Brad Daugherty, Larry Nance, John Hot Rod Williams, Craig Elo. Dear God, Craig Elo, I just dated myself. It's not the case now. When you allow a team like the Atlanta Hawks 37 points in a quarter twice in the same game, you deserve to lose. You deserve to be called mediocre. You deserve every kind of negative accolade that you're getting. And they're getting it. You know, Tyronn Lue wants to make so many excuses for this ball club, saying that his team is out of shape. Well, the Golden State Warriors were out of shape, and hell, they're the defending champions. They dealt with a championship hangover, and guess where they are? They're sitting up top the Western Conference right now. Well, one of the teams sitting up top the Western Conference right now. They've won 5 in a row. Or 4 in a row, given last night. Excuse me. You really want to say that it's just early in the season and the Cavaliers will figure this out? They're not going to figure it out. They have the wrong players right now. They are the oldest team in the league. You hear me? They have the oldest team in the league. Averaging just under 31 years of age. Meanwhile, the Boston Celtics, the team that has a healthy Kyrie Irving, even though they lost Gordon Hayward at the top of the season, have won 9 in a row. Watch out for the Detroit Pistons. A game and a half behind them in the standings. The Rockets and the Warriors tied up top the Western Conference, although I suspect the Warriors will begin to pull away. It took a while for the Golden State Warriors to find who they are, and yes, Houston's off to a good start right now. They've won 3 in a row. But come on, y'all. Even the Minnesota Timberwolves, who've won 5 straight, are a half game out of the lead in the Western Conference. The usual suspects in the Western Conference: Rockets, Warriors, Timberwolves, Grizzlies, Trailblazers, Spurs. Why the Clippers are in here, I don't know. And the Jazz. But they're all in there. The top 8 are just about where they're supposed to be. The only surprise in there is the Timberwolves, but you got Tom Thibodeau, you got Karl Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler, and they're playing ball. The question I have for the Timberwolves, will they be able to keep it up? Well, they got a chance to prove themselves tonight on Warriors ground at 10:30 Eastern when they play the world champions. This will be a measuring stick game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I beg your pardon. The Eastern Conference is wide open right now. Their top 8 teams: Celtics, Pistons, Magic, Wizards, Raptors, Knicks. Knicks! The hell are they doing in here? The 76ers and the Hornets round up the top 8. I don't trust Philadelphia to finish in the top 8, and the reason for that is Ben Simmons. I don't care what people say about how he plays. I've seen him play. He is a defensive liability. And until he decides to concentrate and make himself available defensively, you can throw all the triple-doubles out of the window. Ben Simmons is a bust, just like Lonzo Ball is a bust. I'll get to that in a moment. But the Cleveland Cavaliers are not even in the they're in the 13th place right now at 4-6. 4-6. Want me to read that again? Let me read that again. 4-6. They've got Milwaukee tonight at the Q. And what you have to realize is that the Cleveland Cavaliers will not be a team that can score a lot of points often. They're scoring at 108 and allowing 113. Yeah, they get 42 rebounds a game, 21 assists a game. But you know how you beat the Cleveland Cavaliers? You make them score points. You get them to play at a pace they're not comfortable with. The Golden State Warriors proved that in the finals. Speaking of which, the Golden State Warriors are sitting at 120 per game, which is tops in the NBA, and 111. And you want to say that they don't play defense? How about 44 rebounds a game and 31 assists? They've won 3 in a row. Or 4 with last night. You want to say that the Warriors don't play defense? Do y'all remember last year? The Warriors were not only the top scoring team, they were the top defensive team. So don't hand me that. Do not hand me that. And as far as LeBron James goes, he's playing 37 minutes a game. Yeah, he's shooting 60% from the floor and 35% from three-point land and 84% from the free throw line, and he's averaging 28.8 a game. But he has to carry the team. I see a problem with that. LeBron James is not and hasn't been, nor will he ever be a closer. He will not ever be the player that his teammates can lean on and say, get us some buckets in the fourth quarter. He's been passive. He will continue to be passive. Now, I will say and admit that he's a hell of a basketball player, but at the same time, when it comes to being the man down the stretch, he's not. And it's been proven several times over and over that. So I don't want to hear this garbage about it being it's early in the year, you have to give them a chance. No, they're the defending Eastern Conference champions. They're 10 games into the season. You should have figured something out by now. And Tyronn Lue is not even the coach. LeBron James is the coach. Everybody knows that. I said it and I meant it. LeBron James is not only the coach on the floor, but he is also the coach on the bench. I don't want to hear anything more about him and the Cavaliers trying to figure something out, because they won't figure it out. Until they decide to play at a pace where they can score 120 points a game and keep up with teams like the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors, shut up. And don't give me this garbage about Derrick Rose being part of the saving grace. You already got a point guard that has an injured hip that you didn't discover until the tail end of the summer. You don't have him until January, if at all. And Derrick Rose is now on a minutes restriction for the entire season. Once upon a time, I loved Derrick Rose. But now that I see the kind of professional that he's been and not actually getting some good advice, he played his way out of Chicago. He played his way out of New York. He's about to play his way out of Cleveland. I'm sorry. Do not be surprised if Derrick Rose does not finish the full season with the Cleveland Cavaliers, be it because of injury or because they're shipping him elsewhere. And you actually think Jeff Green is going to give some contributions? Child, please. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear any more. They're allowing teams to beat them inside the queue that have no business beating them, like, the Atlanta Hawks, perhaps. Don't hand me that. Don't hand me that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The Celtics, the Rockets, and the Warriors are the best teams right now, and Cleveland will never get back there again. Period. Ever. Snowman in the Morning, broadcast live on 3 and Out Radio Network. Go to 3andoutradio.com. Also, we're syndicated by Radio AFS and the Notoriety Sports Network. Check local listings for the times that this show airs in your area. We can tell you that we'll be on at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Radio AFS. That's Monday through Friday. Now then, I made a few statements about one Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball should not even be in a Laker uniform. Period. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt somebody's feelings? Let me say it again. Lonzo Ball should not be in a Laker uniform. Period. He's not ready. And his dad is not helping him any. His dad's not helping him at all. Now, being a part of his life, love it. But you don't put your child in a position not to succeed by running your mouth. Especially when you take shots at players that have done more than your son has in a shorter amount of time. Like the time he said, switch Stephen Curry and Lonzo Ball. He said, put Stephen Curry on UCLA and put Lonzo Ball with the Golden State Warriors and watch what happens. Tell you exactly what would happen. The seats would be empty, the scoring would go down, and Lonzo would still be the defensive liability that he is. Period. And if you want to talk about giving him a chance, I'll borrow from Ticket TV, a popular YouTuber that I listen to, and he said it best. You should have told his dad LeVar Ball to give him a chance to develop. He's knee-deep in the heat of battle right now, Lonzo Ball is. And he is going to get annihilated every single night unless he grows a set and actually plays, which is not going to happen because he's playing scared. If you're supposed to be this all-world player, why are you shooting 29% from the field? Why are you shooting 23% from three-point land? And why are you only shooting 54% from the free throw line? I don't want to hear that it's early in the season. I don't want to hear it. And he's averaging 33 minutes a game. Kyle Kuzma should be getting all those minutes. Kyle Kuzma should start. Hell, I'll take Tyler Ennis over Lonzo Ball. Kuzma 6'9" and 220, shooting 56% from the floor, 33 from distance, and 79 from the free throw line, averaging 15 points a game. And he's only playing 29 minutes a game. You know what? Lonzo Ball, have a seat. Anybody, and Ticket TV mentioned this as well, and he is so true, giving credit where credit is due. Anybody can run up the floor, pass the ball, and run to the corner. That's all Lonzo Ball does. He doesn't play a lick of defense. He doesn't play a lick of defense at all. He never has, and he never will. I don't care what people say about how good Lonzo can be. I learned about Lonzo Ball in the regional semifinal against Kentucky this past spring when De'Aaron Fox lit him up for 39 points. He kept blowing by him, racing to the basket, which tells me, A, Lonzo is way out of shape, and he shouldn't be if he's all this. B, again, he doesn't play a lick of defense. And C, the Lakers perform better when he's off the floor. Oh, and D, I go back to LeVar Ball. You're not helping the situation. Several people have said what I'm about to say next. Magic Johnson, if I were you, I'd tear up Lonzo Ball's contract and send him packing. Because he's not going to help your team. But you know what's going to happen? I've had several people say this, and it's so true. They're going to hype up Lonzo Ball to be this all-world player. And he's nowhere near, and will never be nowhere near that player. They're going to do everything, the NBA is going to do everything in their power to make him Rookie of the Year. On name recognition only. And that's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. And I will say it again, and people think I'm nuts, but I don't care. I will say it again. If I were you, Magic Johnson, I would tear up Lonzo Ball's contract. I would shred it. I would not pay him another dime, because you know what's happening. His dad's taking the money. Now, that's pure opinion. I better say that. That is pure opinion. But I think LeVar's taking part of the money. He's not going to be there for his son. I hope I'm wrong when I make that assessment, and if I am wrong, I will change it. In fact, I'll go as far as to echo an opinion I've heard several times over. LeVar Ball is pimping his sons with basketball. And who the hell is going to buy a $500 basketball shoe anyway? And oh, by the way, when you do make your online purchase of said shoe, you better get a receipt so you can return it. Because it's probably going to fall apart once you put it on. But Magic Johnson, I would send Lonzo Ball packing. Get him out of there. Get LeVar Ball out of there. Get his family as far away from your franchise as possible. Because all he is going to do right now, unless he decides to go develop his game and his attitude, and Lonzo Ball even admitted that he cost the Lakers the game. They perform better without him on the floor. It has been shown. It has been proven. And it's going to continue to be proven. And yet Luke Walton's going to continue to play him. Luke Walton, sit him down and don't let him get up. Let him learn. Because he was all of that at Chino Hills and for part of one season at UCLA, the NBA is going to try to hype him up and make him Rookie of the Year when he has no business, even now, being in the conversation. And I hope he never is in the Rookie of the Year conversation, because it needs to go to someone who absolutely deserves it. And Lonzo Ball, you don't. So I don't want to hear anything more about give Lonzo Ball a chance. You should have told his father to tell him that. I'll wrap it up after this.
Carolina Security Consultants is your residential security consultants leader. Our security assessment is custom tailored for each project. Give Danny a call, 336-312-5326. Make sure to tell them 3 and Out sent you.
Has your fantasy season ever come to a complete halt due to your top picks going down? Now there is a solution for that. RotoSurance is your go-to fantasy sports insurance provider. Get 100% of your money back if your top players go down. Head over to www.rotosurance.com and use the promo code 3andOutRadio to get 20% off your plan today. Again, www.rotosurance.com. Promo code 3andOutRadio.
Snowman in the Morning is fueled by Cleaver Supplements. Hey folks, and it's time to get your body kick-started. With that in mind, reach for the supplements that will do just that. Cleaver Supplements. Cleaver Supplements provide natural supplements to help you lose weight, get stronger, and have greater workouts, all to propel you towards your summer body and mind goals. Visit cleaversupplements.com today and get on the best track to a healthier you. Cleaver Supplements, pure supplements when genetics just aren't enough. This is Snowman in the Morning, where true sports talk lives.
Hadouken! That's a spicy meatball!
You know what? I'm going to take this thing and be... Oh, I'm sorry. We're back. I'm sorry. Yes, I planned that. Oh, man. Snowman in the Morning brought to you in part by Full Armor Worldwide and by Cleaver Supplements. If you want to be a sponsor of this here program, drop an email to snowmaninthemorning@gmail.com. And the new website, snowmaninthemorning.com, will go live December 1st. We're going to relaunch it once, and we're going to do it right. And Ricardo Sanchez taught me that very lesson. And that's how I'm going to close today with this spoken word. Don't be afraid to learn new lessons. I was a stubborn old coot. I didn't want to learn anything new in building this thing. But some people kind of sat me down. My beautiful lady sat me down and she said, Snowman? And I said, yes, darling. She goes, maybe you should just start all over. I said, what? She said, think about it. How did you get your audience in the first place? I slept on that piece of advice. And here I am, starting completely over. Now, we got Cleaver Supplements and Full Armor Worldwide as sponsors, but A, we need more, and B, fans, if you like what you hear, I'm going to do some off-air content, and I'm probably going to put it in the form of a Patreon. Decide on that later. But when she told me that, I said, wow, maybe it is time to start all over with the show. The folks that syndicated, the folks that, they said, we like what you do, man. Do it right. So I am. I'm doing it. Morning Cup of Sports will follow me on Radio A. Morning Cup of Sports will come your way, I should say, in about 60 seconds from now from Radio AFS. Then you hear a replay of this show behind them. We're going to expand to 2 hours soon. We're going to expand to 2 hours very soon. But we want to do it right. So, darling, I am listening. I am heeding. And I'm going to rebuild it, and rebuild it right. Especially for my family. Little guy went back to school today. Broken leg and all. And he was excited. But it's cold, dagnabbit! Anyway, dealt with all of that. Now I got more stuff to deal with. But I want to thank you guys for listening. SITmorning.arenasportsnet.com is where you can find our online presence right now. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. The ID you need is SIT Morning. Thank you to Trey Snide at 3 and Out Radio and the 3 and Out Radio Network. Also, thank you to Radio AFS and the Notoriety Sports Network for syndicating this wonderful program. We're going to pick up more stations, online and terrestrial, So I'm going to work on buying some airtime to really get the show out there. This is Sports Talk at its best. This is Sports Talk at its finest. No politics, no BS, no political BS. You can catch the Political BS podcast on Radio AFS as well. I'm out of time, and I'm out of here. I said it wrong. I'll try it again. I'm out of time, I'm out of room, and I'm out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Snowman out.